As a potential worldwide pandemic, avian influenza H5N1, commonly called the bird flu, poses a serious health risk. As of January 24, 2012, there have been 583 human cases of this virus in the world. Of these cases, 344 have resulted in death. Consider the outcomes of these cases as a random sample of all possible outcomes. Find a point estimate for the proportion of people who would die if infected with the bird flu. So, point estimate here is p hat, and that is x over n, where x is the number of people with the characteristic, and n is our sample size there. So, this is 344 out of 583. So, 344 divided by 583. And let's round that to 3 decimal places. So we're looking at approximately 59% or 0.590. So the next question asks us to construct a 90% confidence interval for the proportion of cases that would be expected to result in death if a pandemic occurred. So what we want to do first is to check the conditions. So when we're working with a proportion, there's two conditions we want to check. We want to check that n times p times 1 minus p is greater than or equal to 10, but we don't know p, so we're looking at p hat in this case, and we want to check that our sample size is less than or equal to 5% of the population. So, n is the 583, and p hat is 0.59. So 1 minus 0.59. So let's find that value there. So 583 times 0.59 times 1 minus 0.59. Oops, one too many. We get 141.0277, so that's greater than or equal to 10, so we're good on that condition. And then here, 583 is definitely less than 5% of the entire world, so we're good to go on that condition. So now we can proceed to go on and construct our 90% confidence interval. So again, we're going to use one prop z int, and again that interval int means interval. So anytime we're doing an interval, we're going to look for either interval or int in the calculator, and our inputs are x, n, and sea level. So x is going to be 344. N is going to be 583, and our sea level here is going to be 0.90. Right, so we're going to do stat, go over to test, and then go down to one prop z int. And again, if you press the wrong thing, you'll know because it'll ask for an input that you don't have, right? So 344. 583.90, calculate, enter. So our confidence interval here is 0.55655 and 0.62356, right? So now we want to interpret our confidence interval here. So we're going to always start off with we are, and then blank percent confident. So in this case, we're dealing with 90% confidence level. So 90% confident that the true population, whatever, so in this case, we're working with proportion. So the true proportion of cases that result in death, so you always want to relate it back to the context of the problem. So in this case, we're talking about the bird flu. So the true proportion of cases that result in death is between 55.7% and 62.4%. So I just round it there. So as always, your interpretation is we're blank percent confident that the true population, whatever, and then explain it in terms of in the context of the problem, is between blank and blank. So that's the interpretation there.